Not actually going to get in the inside. We're just going to get the same stuff that I was getting most of the time, the system itself. Let's see if they send the right version. This is the G11 Pro. Alright, okay. It's kind of weird to have that with a device itself. I rather had like a cool keychain, a very cheap looking power adapter, 12 volt or only 1 amp. So that's not two controllers, the remote that we're not going to use. Then we're having HDMI cable, and that's the only thing. Yeah, the controller are the fake PlayStation ones, or we don't have PlayStation logos, just the ABXY. They feel okay, the joysticks feel okay, and the D-pad does have a very nice travel. But they feel absolutely nothing like the original one. Battery compartment can be removed normally. Some of them are so tight that you cannot even remove it by hand. 2 AAA batteries, and of course the on and off switch. We do have an on and off switch. That is a unique situation. We don't have that with every single model. At the back we're going to get the input for the power supply, AV out, HDMI, and of course we're having the RG45. At the side we do have like normal 2.0 ports and nothing fancy. So in this part I just wanted to check out the main menu and what we're actually going to get. So all the way to PlayStation 1, these boxes can run it without any problem whatsoever. And with newer version of AmiAlec, we even going to get some older systems that have been added to the list. Pretty damn cool, for example with a Virtual Boy in 3DO, but take consideration some of the system will not run perfectly. Pressing start, here we can see we do have every single option that we're normally having with AmiAlec. So it's pretty neat. Some of them have been locked away, so there is nothing you can change out. If you don't want to tinker, you don't have to do it. Most of the time the settings have been set to the right format or the right thing. But you can always check out if you have any problems with an emulator whatsoever. So game settings, everything has been set to auto, so that automatically will configure. UI has been set to the ES theme Spin Master. That is the UI that's basically running on. There are a couple of different ones, for example having Crystal. Some of them have been seen in the previous videos. But later on, let's take a close look at some other features. But I'm really curious about what is the system settings and what are we going to get with this. So we're having here AmiAlec. System is Linux 4.9.269. It has an unknown aim logic, so it's a little bit bummer we cannot see what's going on over here. We do have a Mali G31. But let's start with some Sega Saturn. It's a new addition to these boxes. But unfortunate with the power we're having, it's not enough to run every single game without any problems. Two-dimensional stuff runs fine. I didn't have any weird stuff going on over here. But let's get into something else and let's try it out if it's going to be having a good performance when it comes to certain games. There's a lot of different stuff we can test out. So let's go. Are we going to try some games like Dead Alive 2? We're going to have a lot of struggles that get this thing to run properly. But I know there are a lot of games like Power Stone 2 that are absolutely great. You hear like a minor hiccup when it said go, but beside that. And like a lot of these devices, let's go into the Sega Naomi and test out the arcade part with Dead Alive 2, of course. I just wanted to see how it's going to be running. We did have some minor hiccups. There we go. I can hear that's going to be dipping down, so it's not running on the full 60 FPS. But it is playable. With Tekken we're going to get a slightly better performance, but that's what it's going to be with these cheaper boxes. And if you're going to look into the mini file or the mini games, there we're going to get great performance of course, because two-dimensional is not demanding. But Tekken runs pretty damn good if you ask me. But it is not all bad news, simply because when you're looking all the way up to PlayStation, we have like an amazing performance now. Especially with PlayStation 1, it is native resolution, but with some 4:3 aspect ratio and some cool bezels, I can really enjoy these old school games. Jumping Flash is, by the way, one of those games I played so much as a child, and this is absolutely completely going memory lane for me.